So happy Canada Day, everybody. It's July 1st. Hooray! This is Darcy's Corner. It's July 1st, 2022. We're still in Alberta. I'm still in Alberta. We're still having a pandemic. We're having lots of fun. But we're pretending it's not there no more. And 80% of the population is vaccinated, but those pesky variants are getting pretty bad, so they're getting around the vaccines now. So that's very frustrating. But there is some herd immunity now because 80% of us got vaccinated. So we're protecting that. I don't know. It's actually 83%. So we're protecting that 17% who's not getting vaccinated because they just choose not to. Anyway, not what I want to talk about today though. I keep seeing this on Facebook and on a lot of memes, and I was trying not to say anything, but silence helps the oppressor, so I can't do that anymore. They talk about indoctrinating children into the LGBTQ gay lifestyle or orientation. And just stop doing that. They just want you to stop teaching kids about orientation. You know that's impossible, right? Like before I could read, stories were read to me. And two in particular that I remember are Goldilocks and I remember the Berenstain Bears. Why I remember the bears, I don't know. I guess I was a kid. Teddy bears were cute. Anyway, if you read Goldilocks and the Three Bears, it's the story that teaches what the nuclear family is. It's a mom, a dad, and a baby, and they all live together. But you notice the mom and the dad slept in separate beds. Okay, that was important because we won't want to pretend that they had sex or anything. No, no, no. The mom had her bed, the dad had his bed, and the baby had their own bed. But they're all in the same room. So that was good. And so we teach Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and we teach there's a mama bear, and there's a papa bear, and there's a baby bear. That's the patriarchal structure of our family. That's the nuclear family that we're teaching. The kid can't even read yet, and I knew that story. But the other one I read, or was read to me a lot, was the Berenstain Bears, and in particular, there was the mama bear and papa bear, and then there's brother bear, but he starts off as baby bear, and then another bear shows up, right? And so he has to learn to share with his sister, and he has to have a sister bear now, and now he's brother bear. Before that, he was just baby bear. Now he's brother bear. But again, this teaches the patriarchal nuclear family. This is teaching orientation, heterosexual. This is teaching moms and dads have babies. This is teaching how the family structure is supposed to go, as far as we're concerned, because we're little kids, we don't know any different, and we're just blank slates, right? We just take in what's around us. So we have been taught since before kindergarten what a mom is, what a dad is, and where we fit in that family structure, right? We're already teaching this to children before they learn what their colors are, okay? Before they learn what their colors are, they know what a mom and a dad is. Or at least that's the way it was when I was growing up. That's what I was taught. That doesn't mean what I was taught was right. That doesn't mean what I was taught was the only way to go. It's just what I was taught. So it seemed normal. Well, there's nothing normal about it. Think of how many heterosexual families you know today who have gotten divorced. Okay? In my family, my brother hasn't gotten divorced yet. My sister never did get married. I'm working on my second divorce. Possibly. I mean, we're not divorced, but we're definitely separated. My parents each got divorced and then got connected to a new person. My at least dad married the second one. Mom didn't. My uncles, every one of them has gotten divorced and then reconnected. Again, I don't think they've gotten remarried, but they've definitely been reconnected with another heterosexual person, and that's great. But not one of them has ever worked out, right? So the idea that that's going to be happiness for people, my church still teaches the plan of happiness is for one man and one woman to get together and marry and have lots of babies. And that works for some people, but it does not work for everybody. And there's a large percentage of my church, including my church leaders, who are on their second or third marriage. Well, clearly the plan of happiness wasn't happy for them those first 2 times. Okay? And there are gay children amongst the population who now just show up at Christmas because that's not their plan of happiness either. So, the idea that we are not indoctrinating children into the heterosexual normal, like what we consider to be heterosexual and normal, is ridiculous. We're always doing that from day one. From the time that kid is born, man, from the very first stories you start reading them. Think about the early stories you saw. If you're in your 50s or 60s, or even if you're in your 20s and 30s, what were the early stories you had as a child? I'll bet you Goldilocks and the Three Bears was among them. Bet you Little Red Riding Hood was probably in there somewhere. I'll bet you, again, whether or not it was the Berenstain Bears or some version thereof, there was some sort of a family dynamic where usually there's a mom and a dad and there's a kid. Or there's a couple of kids. And then the story goes on from there. Or maybe it's a single mom or a single dad, and aren't they special? And they are, by the way, but we don't teach that as normal. And it really is more and more normal. Anyway, teaching children what they are does them a huge favor. Because it's not like I didn't know that I was different. I just didn't know what the hell it was. Because I'd never seen anybody like me. I didn't see that on TV. I didn't see it at home. Nobody told me what the frickin' word was. I heard the word gay, and I heard the word homo. Other than that they were bad, I didn't really know what they were until much later in life. And then I'm like, well, why is that bad? Because that was me on the inside. Couldn't tell a fucking person. Because there was nobody to tell. It wasn't safe. Like, I could have saved years of my life of not having to go through this if I could have told somebody when I was 10 or when I was 5. But I couldn't tell anybody. So now we're saying, hey, tell the damn kids what this is. And you're saying, don't be converting them to be gay or lesbian. Nobody converted me. I was already this way. I just did not tell anybody. I just hid it because it wasn't safe to share. Let kids be kids, indeed. Let them express themselves. They will tell you if they are gay. They'll tell you if they're straight. They'll tell you if there's something in between. Gender-wise, there is more than 2 genders. Where are you going to fit on the spectrum? I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle. I use feminine pronouns, but I sound pretty freaking masculine, don't I? I'll bet you I look like an angry white man right now. But I'm an angry white woman. I'm a fucking Karen right now. Okay? Because I am pissed off that people keep taking away our rights and they keep trying to make us hide more, like that makes it okay. Like, my suicide is just fine by so many of you. It's disgusting. And you don't know how many times you've brought me right to the line. And I just thought, this is not how my story ends. But some people don't think that, and then they end their story. You go, where's all these people who are upset? They're dead. That's where they are. Your son or daughter, the one you thought was your son or daughter, who committed suicide, and you don't know why? It's because they couldn't tell you they were trans. They couldn't tell you they were gay. They didn't know how to express it to you. And sometimes the sadness overwhelms you and you kill yourself. Which so many of you are okay with. It's disgusting. Let kids express themselves and let them know that they are safe. Even if they happen to be, oh no, gay or lesbian or trans. It's perfectly fine to be those things. And you need to tell them that or they don't know it. Anyway, this is a bit of an angry rant. Sorry about the swearing. This is Darcy's Corner. I'm going to cut it off for the 10 minutes. Peace. Peace.